Yo, are we recording?
Yeah.
Okay, so first things first. I know there's a couple of things we want to talk about today. Can we talk about the Black Little Mermaid thing first?
Yes. Let's do that first.
Yes,
That's
let's
probably
go.
what the title of the episode is going to be. So we should talk about that
Okay,
first.
so first off, it's your show. How do you feel about it, Black Little Mermaid?
I feel like I have a really I don't want to say it's like a really unique take. Long story short, like I don't really think it's necessary. And I know like
racist,
the moment
racism, racist. You're a racist. Yep. You don't want a Black Little Mermaid. You're a racist. See, that's
that's what I
figured.
thought people
okay.
would
no,
say.
I'm just playing.
I
Go
know.
ahead. Explain, please, because I feel like we probably agree on this.
Okay, probably. I feel like the easiest way I could describe it is like I think the main, argument in favor of, and like it's not an argument, by the way, like it's happening, nothing's gonna stop it. And I'm not saying like when the movie comes out, I'm gonna be like, don't go see it, it's bad, whatever.
Yeah, no one. Yeah.
My point is, I just don't understand why you can't just write an original story. Like I don't know why
Exactly.
that's so terribly difficult. I feel like it's just Disney being like, you know what, these black people will love if we take this thing that everybody knows and we
Right.
just like flip the switch, make it black, and that'll bring in not only like your average Disney viewer and also your average like white guilt filled person, but it'll also bring in a black audience and their
Right.
black kids to watch this thing. Also, there's going to be at least a small subset of white people that are going to be like, oh, we don't need this, it's stupid, blah blah blah.
Right,
And
right.
realistically, like I get it, like I agree that they should shut up.
Wait, like
because
who should shut up?
oh, like white people that are complaining about the movie.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, hey, it's not that you're making a bad point, but it's like you can't be the person to make the point.
Right.
You feel me? It's
Yeah.
like what'd you say about like Black Lives
yeah,
Matter?
it's exactly like Black Lives Matter. It's like if you have any issues with Black Lives Matter, I feel like you should talk like kind of privately, maybe with maybe like a real black person,
Right,
and,
a
kind of
real
iron
one.
out exactly what the
Right.
issues are with it. Because I feel like because I'm a black person, I'm allowed to criticize Black Lives Matter, and
Right.
white people can't really talk to me about it, which is unfortunate. Like I don't think that it should be that way. Like I think if a white person has a specific issue with anything regarding like black people,
yeah.
they should be allowed to talk about it without people just automatically being like, well, of course you don't like it because it has black involved
themes
and
or whatever.
You
Yeah.
obviously hate black people. Like that's why I felt like it was almost, I was like literally second guessing before I even got on here to talk about the Little Mermaid. I'm like, can I talk about this? Like, but obviously, like I'm not just because I don't want a black Little Mermaid. Like I don't think it's necessary. I'm not
Right.
even gonna say I don't want it because like who cares what I actually want? I just
Right,
don't
right.
think
We don't
it's
care.
necessary. Like I'm going to have a daughter that's at least kind of black, and
Mulatto.
I'm not thinking
Yeah.
like, oh man, I can't wait to show her the Black Little Mermaid movie.
Right, right,
like if she
yeah.
wants to watch it, then sure. But like, I just think it's kind of lazy, and I think it's pandering,
Right.
and I just don't like the discourse that's happening.
Yeah,
right
speaking
now.
of the discourse, I got some tweets.
Oh, you got some
that
Yes.
we should.
I was hoping you had some.
Yeah,
I have a couple too. We'll have to go through them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do that.
I feel like literally almost, I'd say probably 99% of the discourse, the tweets that I see like about this whole discussion, this whole movie, this whole Little Black Mermaid thing, the Little Mermaid, black
the
actress
Little
playing-
Mermaid being black.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Everything,
got you.
every conversation surrounding it that is in favor of the Black Little Mermaid, just like it's just off. Like it just feels off to me.
Right. So what I'm doing, like I'm on Twitter right now, and I literally just type in Little Mermaid, and so one of the first things I see is, in 1992, the Little Mermaid series had a deaf Hispanic mermaid who communicated in American Sign Language. Representation has always mattered, even in fantasy stories. And it's like, okay, I don't even really understand like what argument they're trying to make.
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
just like, there was a Little Mermaid series made by Disney, and apparently, they had a Hispanic so they're like, we're representing Hispanic people that are deaf. I guess. And it's like, that's cool.
It's a very specific
but
target.
It's like, why does it have to be the Little Mermaid series? Like, why can't you just make something else?
Yeah.
And it's like, I get it. Okay, like that's like a very specific example. Fine, whatever. Like give the deaf Spaniards their Little Mermaid, I guess. But it's like, it just once again is like, oh, you know, we could write a story about, you know, somebody else that's like, it could be its own story. Like, why does it have to be Little Mermaid? I didn't even know that existed. But now they're doing apparently like a third one, like a third iteration of it. It's like, just write something else.
Yeah, it is. It's like the idea that there was some Spanish family with a deaf child that was like, man, I really can't wait for Disney to, you know, rewrite the Little Mermaid for my deaf little Mexican. You know, like I just don't think anyone was asking for that. But I got another one for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's and this one, it's like this is like, people think that this is like a serve, like they're doing us all a favor here. So this person tweeted, "Motherfuckers keep complaining about Little Mermaid. I hope they have a Kiki Palmer do Rapunzel with box braids next." And it's like, who? I just don't see how that's a win, you know? Like,
yeah, and it's like they're acting like I don't know. It's like, look, I'm not blaming any of these actors or actresses for taking on the roles because, you know, it's their job. They're going to get paid for it. Disney's a big company. Disney's going to pay them well. But I think that people are under the impression that it has to be an existing like IP in order to get people's attention, and that's just not true. It's like, why does Keke Palmer have to like,
why can't she do her own thing?
Why does she have to be like this already existing white character? Because like, it's been proven before that you can do like original work through Disney and it still becomes like a smash hit, like like Tangled, or Frozen,
or like Moana.
Moana,
another one,
a banger,
like a new princess.
Well, like I don't know about like a princess, but like movies like Inside Out and Soul. What else? Oh, that movie Coco. Oh my god, I loved Coco.
It's fire.
And there's representation there, and it's an original story. So like, it's just annoying that we're sitting here like fighting for a black Little Mermaid when we can just like make our own stuff. And when I say we, I mean like people of color in general. Like it's just weird that you can't even have a conversation about like, is this something that we really need?
Exactly.
When we could just, you know, have our own stuff, like Black Panther,
like
for example.
Like Black
And
Panther.
that's something we're talking about too.
Well, yeah. And speaking of Disney, like using these properties, these characters to like pander or whatever, what the fuck is up with Falcon turning into Captain America?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I don't know, like we haven't talked about that. Like, how do you feel about that?
I watched did you watch the Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I think that's probably like the last Disney Plus show like I really rocked with. Like it was pretty tough.
Yeah, but like now he's not going to be Falcon anymore. He's turning into Captain America. And it's now we want a black Captain America only because, like, if Steve Rogers was still alive, he would never be Captain America. They're like, oh, now that white guy doesn't want to do the job anymore, now that his contract is up, it's like, you know what these black people will love if we give them a black Captain America. Like, he was good as Falcon. Falcon and the Winter Soldier was a good show.
Exactly.
So, like, why can't he just be Falcon? And I'm not saying that, like, he can't be any other superhero, but it's like, we want to, like, stir stuff up. Like, we just want people to see, like, oh, look, we're going to let this guy be Captain America now. See, we love black people. And, like, I just think it's whack. Like, it's whack. Whack.
It's like a handout, literally. It's
exactly.
like, okay, like, think about this. If they just came out with, like, how many fucking Captain America movies were there was
at least
first,
3.
First Soldier, whatever.
First
Avenger, Winter Soldier,
2.
Civil War, right?
3.
Mm-hmm. So if they just tried to come out with like a 4th Captain America movie,
4.
they had the same
audience
that
the same people that watched
3 all come through, right? But then they give you Black Captain America, Blackton America, or whatever, and they're like, oh, not only do we get the whole Marvel audience, now we get like the black vote, basically. Right. They're like, oh exactly. we bringing in more people, and there's gonna be people that are hate watching it because they're like, what the fuck? Like here's the thing, it's like they are like, they're like, oh yeah, we're sticking it to the racist or whatever. People like hitting up Chris Evans, like, are you coming back? And he's like, no.
Yeah, it's
Anthony Mackie. He is
yeah,
Captain
Anthony
America
Mackie, yeah.
now, and it's like, damn, bro, you don't get to pave your own path or anything. You know, you just get like the white man's leftovers, and like, yeah, man. Actually, the more I'm thinking about it, the more it's kind of pissing me off. It's
Yeah.
like, what's her name? Like Haley or whatever, the girl doing the Black Little Mermaid. Like, okay, like good for her. You know, she gets her spot to shine, but it's like she got to come up off, you know, like this white girl's leftovers. Like they're always gonna be comparing her. Like there's the white Little Mermaid, there's a Black Little Mermaid. Then you're gonna be watching analysis, people playing their fucking songs back to back. Like who hit the note better? It's like just let her have her own shit. Like it's fucking stupid. I'm glad we both get it. Like,
Right.
You know.
Last point on that. Obviously, you know, there's like this. I don't know. Maybe you disagree with this, but it's like,
Well, what is it?
I feel like it doesn't even work both ways. So, like, let's say, for example,
Yeah.
with the,
You already know what I'm about to say. I saw your tweet on it about Frozone.
Exactly,
Right?
yeah.
So for
You got
the uninitiated, there is this great kids movie that Derek
Forget kids movie.
is always telling me is one of the greatest ever.
It's just generally a
Right.
great movie. The Incredibles.
The Incredibles.
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson is a superhero in that movie, and he's Frozone. You know, he got ice powers. He's like sliding around on ice. It's like the Silver Surfer, but with ice. So
And black,
Samuel
yeah.
Jackson, a black person, is playing the black superhero Frozone, and it's like if there was a live action version of The Incredibles,
Right.
and they cast a white dude to play Frozone, like niggas would be like, what the fuck? Like they'd be like, how dare you, right? But at the
Yeah.
same time, if they wanted to make Mr. Incredible black, everybody would be like,
Yes.
oh, what? You don't want to represent black people?
Yeah, like, they would
you
just expect
are-
people to be
you're
cool with it.
racist if you think that's weird. And it's like, no, I'm fucking not.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
just don't understand why it doesn't, sorry, like why it doesn't work both ways.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
it's either all good or like none of it's good. And
Right.
It's, yeah. It's
I think,
just whatever.
yeah, I think, you know, yeah.
That's all I got really.
I think it's, yeah. So you're hearing here live in real time from like two real black people that like it's okay to think that the Little Mermaid being black is like weird. Like I'm not saying, you know, boycott the movie or tell people to not go see it. Like I don't think it's a bad thing, and I don't think that's what you're
Yeah.
saying either, Steve. It's just like
Yeah.
I just think it's unnecessary. I just think that with
Right.
the unlimited resources that Disney has, like they could put the effort they're putting into this Little Mermaid thing into, you know, an original story highlighting black people,
Right.
instead of, you know, being like, oh, this is all about representation. Let's take this, you know, this thing that already exists and just, you know, flip the switch and make it black and try and make some money off it. That's just how I feel. Is that pretty much where you're coming from?
Yeah. I don't want to,
You should get closer.
I don't want to, sorry, I don't want to give people the impression that like I'm on here like, oh nah, fuck that shit. Like it's
Yeah, it's
stupid.
not-
like cancel the movie, fire that girl. Like it's not her fault.
It's not that deep.
Like, and if you want to see the movie, like see the movie. Like it's probably, it might be like a good movie or whatever. I'm just saying, like, don't pretend like it's something it's not, and also don't act like there isn't like a double standard. I'm just saying, like, you know, if y'all really want to push for the Black Little Mermaid, like it's cool, like it's fine. But if they remake the Boondocks and have those little black kids like white, you know,
No,
like,
no.
who started it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they make a Blade that is like white,
Unacceptable.
You know, like y'all can't say nothing because like it's got to work both ways. Like y'all would love, like I saw you tweeted this. Y'all would love a black James Bond, but like God forbid, you know, like y'all recast no, y'all remake Love and Basketball and
Right.
everybody's white. Like come on. Like,
Yeah,
y'all
exactly.
get it.
It just wouldn't work. Okay, cool. I'm glad we got that out of the way. Thank you for your input, Steve.
I'm just here to tell the truth.
Hello. Didn't expect to hear Editor Derek right here. Steve and I actually talked about a couple of other things, but I am splitting up our conversation into multiple parts. So we have more content to look forward to, and I'm doing it with zero shame.
Wow.
You got to tune in to the next episode. Listen to that 40-second ad at the beginning so I can get paid a little more.
You're a fucking sellout.
It's hard for me to make a lot of time to get these episodes out, and I want to make sure, not to say that like I'm milking it, but like, I'd like to start putting out more than one episode a week, ideally. So, if we can get like 10 to 15 minutes of content for each one of these episodes, for a nice little commute, nice little trip to the store and back, whatever you're into, it's like, I think this is good enough for an episode. So, it's all you get today. Love you, mean it.
Hey, one take. I'm going mean like Ruben on a bad day. I be going hard, never halfway. Lately feeling bad, man, but I can't be staying down. I'm the one who's slaying sound, no time to be playing around. I'm not one to play a clown, play the hero, save a town. Only live twice, how you do that? Gotta wear like 2 caps, come home, they like, who that? It's that dude who do raps, but this ain't no Taco Bell. Kiro, some respect now, you know how I get down. Bust down on my wrist now, oh wow, he a liar. One day I'll get flyer, situation dire. Sometimes think I'm drowning, I like to go higher. First need to be hired, check my skills and accolades. Don't you think I deserve pay? I've been going super sane, all I'm missing yellow hair. Idolized Breezy as a child, then I grown up. Still waiting to glow up, but at least I show up. Make a buck by showing off, haters man I blow them off. Shrug my shoulders, moving boulders, mentally like Mewtwo. They like who knew he be cutting up like 2-year-olds. And time out when you tell them that it's time now to just chill out and just lie down. But they stressing you while blessing you, cause children are a gift. But I can wait for that, can't pay for that. I'm taking one day at a time, perfect the craft and keep it tight. Cannot waste a second if you wanna be the best. And I be snapping like Cortez or something, going Kanye West or something. Reputation to protect. If you looking at it crazy, then I'm going for your neck. I'm a lion on the prowl, I be fibbing and a threat. My bro saying they forget, and they just reminding me, you better keep an eye on me. I swear y'all so behind on me. 2046 flow, you know how this shit go. Waiting on the money like I'm beating up on Mark.